Hello everyone, this is Maninder. I'm from the Iceberg team at Snowflake. Today we'll talk about creating and working with Iceberg tables in Snowflake using credentials that are vended by AWS Glue's REST catalog interface. This simplifies the user experience in Snowflake by allowing creation of Iceberg tables without the need to specify external volume. It also reduces the security burden to manage storage credentials both in the catalog as well as the engine. Note that this is still a private preview feature, so there might be few changes when it is released. To get started, first I'll quickly gloss over the AWS side of setup, which includes storage buckets, IAM roles, as well as the permission management via lake formation. Then we would switch to Spark to create a table, use Athena to load some data. Once the table is created and the data is loaded, we'll head over to Snowflake. In Snowflake, we'll first create a catalog integration with Glue using SIGWI for authentication. This time, we would use the same role that we used for Spark to access the table. Then I would follow by creating an unmanaged Iceberg table without specifying the external volume. Now we no longer need to specify the external volume since the storage credentials, they are directly fetched from the catalog. We would do few inserts from the Athena followed by a refresh from Snowflake to verify that the data changes they are reflected. With that, let's head over to the demo. By creating an S3 bucket for storing the Iceberg table. This bucket needs to be registered with lake formation to allow credential vending. The IAM role here has the privileges to access S3 bucket, but for any external engines like Snowflake or Spark, we would create a separate role. In this case, it is Spark role credvent. Note that this role doesn't have permission to access S3, but only access Glue and lake formation. This role would use the lake formation to vend the storage credentials. Now we can head over to Spark to create the database and the Iceberg table. So we can first check the Spark configs. We can note that we are using the REST-based catalog instead of native Glue API. And then on the Spark shell, we can first assume the Spark role to make sure that Spark is using the AWS credentials that are vended for this role. Onto the Spark, we would first create our database in Glue, and then we will add an Iceberg table. So note that we are creating a table in the same bucket location that we registered earlier in the lake formation. Let's use Athena as another database engine to do the writes to this Iceberg table. So I'm going to do a few inserts into this table. And then we can head over to Snowflake. The first thing that we need to do over here is to set up a catalog integration for the Glue REST Iceberg. So I'm providing the Glue endpoint to use, and for the access delegation mode, we are providing vended credential. This signals Snowflake to use the vended credential and instead of external volumes. So let's create this catalog integration. We can check that the integration works by listing the databases on Glue. Now I'm mapping our demo table to the Snow Credvent table over here. And now when we run a select query, Snowflake would make a load table request to the catalog, which would have the credentials that Snowflake is going to use to access the storage. So yes, we can access the storage. Also, I can maybe do another insert from Glue and run a refresh to ensure that the new data could also be ingested. So with this, we have reduced the burden on the user to not specify or manage any external volumes. This way, they don't have to manage their storage credentials both on Snowflake as well as their catalog. I hope you enjoyed today's demo and would try out the simplified storage credential management experience in Snowflake. Check out Snowflake's dev channel for more content. Thank you.